What's up, guys? Welcome back to the That's Sowdev podcast. My name is Dev. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I appreciate you. Now, y'all know we got some Fifth Harmony tea to get into. Now, before we get into the tea, make sure you go ahead and follow me at That's Sowdev on Twitter, Instagram, and literally everywhere else. Okay, child? Now, today, y'all, Fifth Harmony! Keeping up with Fifth Harmony. I'm absolutely having so much fun with the Fifth Harmony podcast, honestly. I'm having an extreme amount of fun just coming on here and talking about my girls, whatever the case may be. But, today I really do want to focus on choreography. And I'm not so much going to focus on the back end, but more so just the transition of everything and the natural growth of it. Because Fifth Harmony's choreography is everything that TikTok wishes it had right now. And y'all, for me personally, that's such a tough pill to swallow, because if Fifth Harmony was here right now with their choreography, they would thrive with their music. They would thrive in the TikTok era. It's not even funny. And they already did without it. But just imagine. Songs like Work From Home, there's no way it wasn't going, number one. Could you imagine the choreography, the Work From Home challenge that they would have? Anyway, girl, now look, Fifth Harmony's choreography is honestly so fun, light, and matches the mood, but it hasn't always been like that. I know y'all remember the mall shows. Down. Me and my girls. Me and my girls. Clap. Everybody clap. Bitch, I know y'all know that shit. I know you do. If you're a harmonizer down, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. But it's just seeing the choreography of them going, left, right, left, right. I just know my bitch Normani was like, girl, be so fucking for real. I can already do a 1 and 2 and boom, cack, boom, cack, and 3 and cack, 4, while we doing 1 and 2 and 3 and I just know my bitch is like, come on now. Y'all bitches are reading at a kindergarten reading level. Let's be serious, right? But I think that Fifth Harmony, their eras are so distinct. And Fifth Harmony is interesting to me because Fifth Harmony had eras before they even had an album or a project. The Mall of America era. You know what I mean? They're so distinct. Each era had a different thing that it focused on. But I think specifically the choreography at the beginning of Fifth Harmony was just so I wonder if whoever was choreographing them in about 2013 and 14, I genuinely wonder, were they just giving them some dance moves that they thought they could handle in their head so they wouldn't embarrass themselves, so to speak? Even though that's not the case. We see what happens when they were challenged, right? But I just wonder if the girl, I can't even get the name out. I just wonder if the choreographer just settled and gave them something that wasn't going to, in their minds, embarrass them, right? And when I mean them, I mean the girls. Because they've probably put it in their head that these girls aren't dancers. Because Fifth Harmony, they're vocalists. I know a lot of people don't want to talk about Fifth Harmony is a group of vocalists, but unfortunately they're not the kind of group, girl groups can't do what One Direction does and wear a t-shirt and jeans and go on stage and run all around the stage and everybody lose their fucking minds. People need a girl group to be cohesive in the outfits and the choreography and every ounce of it. You need to be a unit and show unity, while boys get to do whatever the fuck they want to do. I mean, literally, just look at One Direction's upbringing and the work that they had to do. And look at Fifth Harmony's and look at, how much more work they had to do to even get a fraction of the way as One Direction. So, it's just really quite interesting to me. Now, when it came to the choreography, we know that a rebrand happened. And that rebrand happened when Sean Bankhead came along, and I believe he came along obviously for a Boss era. And Boss was maybe what? Boss came out, I think, the back end of 2014, if I'm not mistaken, because we got Boss first, and then we got Sledgehammer. Now, in something that gets me, the Sledgehammer choreography, when I look at the Me and My Girls choreography from 2013 to Sledgehammer, even the simplicity of it, it's like, oh wow. Because Sledgehammer's choreography is, it fits the mood, it's perfect, it reflects exactly what the song is saying, it's so complimentary, it heightens the song. But Me and My Girls, that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and no. Sledgehammer was like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and it was just so intricate. You know what I mean? But it didn't require them to really move too much of the center of their body unless they had the ability to when they weren't singing. So I just thought that rebrand was amazing, and I think the rebrand, and a lot of people may not agree with this, okay? They may not, but I'm going to say it anyway. The rebrand of Fifth Harmony was made in the image of Normani. And I think a big reason for that, when I look back at it and I see the relationship that Sean Bankhead and Normani have just like naturally, you know, I think that connection with Normani probably gave him this idea of what they were capable of. Because even down to the people who you want to say may not dance as well, you know, because we know Lauren, Normani, and Dinah can dance down. We know Ali and Camila can dance down, but we know that their levels of dancing are not where those three are, but they still have the ability to dance, and I think that Sean challenging them and just creating a standard, because Fifth Harmony was at a point to where, okay, you're getting all this attention, but people want to see more from you. What more can you give them? And I don't think that Fifth Harmony, that 2013 or whatever Fifth Harmony could do it anymore. They were going to stay in the lane of pop, bubblegum, you know, radio Disney girls, essentially. And for a girl group, you don't have a long shelf life. So it's either you do it now or you're going to die the hell out. So the rebrand for Fifth Harmony with Sean Bankhead honestly saved the group. It saved the group's image, and it made people look at the group with more of a mature outlook, because that Boss choreography was like, oh shit, because I didn't even expect that. We knew what we wanted to see, but there was no way you could, and that's the thing about Fifth Harmony, there's no way that you could ever saw it coming any capacity. And I say it all the time, it doesn't matter what aspect of Fifth Harmony it is, you just didn't expect it to come. So that rebrand was what they needed, what we wanted, but we never really expected it. I want to say honestly, because by the time the beginning of 2014 came, I'm pretty sure that we were for certain about who Fifth Harmony was going to be based on how their label went about it, because there was a time after X Factor was over where they weren't signed, you know, and Simon really did go out of his way to really help those girls get, unfortunately, signed to Epic Records. I mean, you know, as bad as Epic Records is, imagine where they would be without it. But I do think that in the realms of today's industry tease, I think that Fifth Harmony would have soared if they were on a Republican. Could you just imagine? Bitch, imagine. But I think that the start of their choreography was, honestly, it's what made people look at them, because yes, they're great singers. There are plenty of artists who are great singers. Okay, not all of them pop. Plenty of artists who are great performers. Not all of them pop. But Fifth Harmony really did have everything. And I think that last little bit of push with that choreography really made them a brand that was worth people really investing in, not only with their money, but also with their time and their energy. And you really got to see them soar after that. Oh my goodness, the fan base was growing and growing and growing and growing after Boss. It was just insane. Boss felt like their breakout single, even though their breakout single was their debut single. And not a lot of people can say that. Your first attempt in you debut on the Hot 100, almost nobody's really motherfucking doing that these days. You gotta be for real, especially with no streaming on your side. There was no streaming on their side in 2013. What streams, bitch? Because that was 11 years ago. Anyhow, so I just feel like the choreography helped push the narrative of Fifth Harmony, whether it was on radio or whether it was on fans, because the energy from the fans went ballistic. Because right after that, we got Sledgehammer, and Sledgehammer wasn't necessarily Boss. And the thing about Sledgehammer is, I don't think Sledgehammer entirely connected with people until they heard it live. Because the live rendition of Sledgehammer is insane to me. The way that the live rendition caters more to what the group represents than what the label wants to show the group as, because you really got to see that breakdown even with Normani, how sonically the instrumentation really fit her voice and how it slowed down into her vibe. And just all of them, like, it really, the live instrumentation is where you got to see that R&B hip-hop type side from each of the girls where it resonated. And that's why whenever we got to really see the choreography, those teas came out. So, y'all, I am entirely, I gotta say, I'm still to this day entirely obsessed with Fifth Harmony's choreography. Entirely. I know every ounce of that choreography. How could I not? You know what I mean? Something about it is just so infectious, and we have to discuss Sean Bankhead, because Sean Bankhead and Fifth Harmony, they honestly grew together. Sean Bankhead had a hell of a list already, but it wasn't really until he started working with Fifth Harmony that you really got to see him blow up in the mainstream space. And honestly, I genuinely feel like them two together had really created, like, y'all, I can't even, when I think about the choreography from Work From Home, when I think about the choreography from All in My Head, the choreography from He Like That, the choreography from Deliver, the choreography from Reflection, like, the choreography hits. It, like, so fucking quality. The Reflection choreography from beginning to end. You can hit all the choreography from the beginning of that song to the end of that song. Work From Home, beginning to end. All in My Head, beginning to end. Because what happens is and this is a big thing in the Fifth Harmony and Harmonizer area of things. Live studio versions, right? We see those. I don't think we see those nearly as much. But obviously, if you are a concert bitch and you want to perform your own concert in the motherfucking room, bitch, and you want to make sure that it has all the live instrumentation so that way you know how to hit the marks for the live performance, right? Anywho, girl, that is your tea. The live studio versions. And I think for us with Fifth Harmony, like, that was such a go-to for all of us, because one thing about Fifth Harmony, A, they were doing choreography live. B, they were switching up choreography when needed, so it was never boring. It was always really fresh. It was something newly invented with the choreography that they would always do. Whether it was a new performance or whether they just lost a member, it didn't really matter. Fifth Harmony was always switching it the fuck up. I mean, it's just honestly yes, part of the standard, because the standard for girl groups is, we know what it is. We know what the standard for women is inside this industry, and they definitely kept it fresh. They definitely was just making sure that people were looking their way at the end of the day, right? Because everything that they put on stage was making you look their way. If you gave them a budget, look at the Work From Home choreographed Billboard Music Awards performance, all in my head. Shit's making people look their way. Look at That's My Girl. That's My Girl, I'm sure for Sean Bankhead, probably wasn't the easiest song to perform because A, none of the girls really like it. I can imagine that he liked it. I can imagine that he connected with it much. I mean, probably the words, but you know, that man know how to do his job down, so kudos to him for even bringing some quality choreography to that song. And I think that he just heightened the song. But what's interesting to me is, you know, this is another example of them switching it up. I mean, think about it. The AMA's choreography, that became the main choreography after Camila left, which was very interesting to me. And I think it just fit the vibe that they were going for as well. So, you know, Fifth Harmony's choreography has always been the center of the group. When it comes to those live studio versions, people are performing. Let me give you a prime example, right? So we have the choreography from Work From Home from their first performance, right? And then we have the Jimmy Fallon performance. But we also have the music video. But we also have, let's say, Jingle Ball. But we also have, let's say, the Billboard Music Awards, like I mentioned earlier, right? So all of those performances combined, right? So now we have all different types of choreography implemented to all 5 of these performances. So these performances, now I can combine them when I listen to the studio version of Work From Home, and now I have choreography to do throughout the entire fucking song. And that's literally what Harmonizers have always been doing. And choreography is just dead at the center of Fifth Harmony. It is. You can't help it. Like the dance break from the Billboard Music Awards, right? And then you have, okay, so yeah, that's actually perfect. So let's say, hey, Fifth Harmony Billboard Music Awards with 5 people. Fifth Harmony PCAs, the debut of them as 4. You combine those 2 together, bitch, and you have an entire choreographed Work From Home song. That's just what they did. Even All In My Head, they changed the dance break with Fetty Wap, and then they had, you know, the old one. Like, you can combine them, you can switch them out. Like, there's just so many options of choreography for Fifth Harmony. And, girl, it makes you want to get up, it makes you want to dance, it makes you feel good. It does. So we got to give our kudos to Sean Bankhead, because Sean Bankhead has been giving us choreography for us to chew on for a while. And a lot of people aren't very appreciative of his choreographing because they're like, oh, you're still in Fifth Harmony, blah, 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 blah. Now, mind you, I haven't seen that complaint in God knows how long when, but like, I heard somebody, girl heard, please, this was on Twitter. I saw somebody mention that like maybe about 3 weeks ago or something. And they were like, well, Sean's always recreating it. Bitch, everything's a recreation of something that's already been made before. And plus, if you look at the choreography, the only thing that you're really noticing is maybe a hand motion or something that's his signature. And people don't understand a signature from constantly recreating the choreographing. You know, it's just not, it's not the same. You got to be able to comprehend shit. And that's when people talk on Twitter, I'll be like, whatever. Anyway, Sean Bankhead ate that. Fifth Harmony ate that. And I just feel like that they need more appreciation for the choreographing. The choreography is amazing. Sauced up choreographing, bitch. Like, we have to be serious. I just feel like each individual girl brought their own flavor that resonated with somebody out there. You know, somebody has picked up on one of the girls' dance styles, and when they dance on stage, they are that girl. Like, if you in your bathroom doing a motherfucking concert, you might be Lauren today. You might be Monty today. You might be Camila today. You might be Dinah today. You might be Allie today. Like, who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? You might want to be, on the end doing your transition all the way to the other side of the stage, just like the girls do. So you copy in their transitions and they stage formations and all that shit where they supposed to stand and all that. Like, you know what I mean? Look, one thing about Fifth Harmony, it's going to get you up. It's going to get you up. It's going to get you expired. I hope not, child. Inspired. But it really is. It's going to get you inspired enough to push through whatever the fuck you're going through and to just feel something in the moment, feel the whatever the fuck it is, the happiness from you dancing, the happiness from you performing that fake fucking concert in your bedroom, the happiness of coping. Like, who the hell knows? Nobody motherfucking knows what it do for you, but I think the best part about it all is that we do share that. I think the Harmonizers have created a community that will probably last for the end of time. I'm very, very serious. There is a very safe place in this, and Harmonizers open up the motherfucking floodgates, and Harmonizers do what Harmonizers need to motherfucking do. No, y'all, I'm very appreciative of y'all tuning into these podcasts, and I am still surprised every day that people tune into this podcast, generally speaking. But, again, I'm sure plenty of people are like, well, what do you have to talk about Fifth Harmony every 2 motherfucking weeks? And I'm like, girl, you'd be surprised. And this is one of them, because people do not talk about Fifth Harmony's choreographing. Their choreography is honestly so fitting, and people call choreographing that is less quality today top tier. And I'm just saying, Sean Bankhead got all these people with these iconic choreographed routines for their songs. Just imagine. Come on now, look at Wild Side. Look at how we got everybody the fuck up. You know what I mean? The combination of Fifth Harmony, the group themselves, and their own execution of his choreography, it's just kind of like, it's really like a match made in heaven, to be honest with you. And when you look at his style, it's really just made in the image of Normani. It's like, it really is just like Normani knew how to execute his choreography in a certain way, and I feel like that inspired the other girls, because everybody knows Normani is insane with her motherfucking talent. I just gotta be honest. I feel like Normani and Sean have always inspired each other, and I feel like that probably played a role into him creating Fifth Harmony's choreography, just to be totally fucking honest. And I'm sure they probably sat down with him and created goals and what they wanted to do and what they wanted to be. And, I think that Sean does a great job of listening to his artists and, creating a bond with them, a bond to where when he comes up with shit, he knows they're gonna feel it. Everything with Sean has a purpose. All of his dance moves, pay attention. Here's the music. When you listen to the music, you're gonna see that the dance moves correlate with what the song is saying. And I think that is such a great thing. But yeah, y'all, I thank y'all so much. I appreciate you for listening today. That's really all I have to say for now, and obviously I'll be back in 2 weeks with another Keeping Up with Fifth Harmony episode. And honestly, y'all, it's so much fun talking about Fifth Harmony. At the same time, it's like, girl, now I'm getting annoyed again, because what's tea? What is up with Epic Records? What is up with them not investing in a group that could make them thrive? I just don't get it. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for listening. I do appreciate it. I'm hopping off here. Make sure you drink some water, eat some good food, and take care of yourself, because we all need some self-care in our lives. Like, bad. There's a lot of shit going on in the world, y'all. I'm on my little mental health break on YouTube, so it's kind of snapping. But don't worry, this episode will be on YouTube for sure. So make sure you go ahead and like and subscribe over there. Make sure you go to follow me on all social medias. And again, thank you for listening to the That's Sowdev podcast, where you stay true and stay you. Love that for you. All right, y'all. Now, I'm hopping off here. Y'all have a great one. Peace.